I usually have a hard time getting scared when I play 2D horror games. Maybe it's because most of it looks so cartoonish and cute. Savior of the Abyss hardly scares you, but there is a clear theme throughout the game. It's dark, disgusting and filled with inhospitable environments. The tone of the game gives the feeling that you are on your way to a brighter place, away from narrow corridors where blood and death are constantly present. But in this game, you shouldn't take anything for granted. Maybe it's just as dark as it looks, all the way through. In this video I take a closer look at Savior of the Abyss, which was recently released for the Nintendo Switch. This is about a young girl named Stella. She is in a big dark building, a really horrible place. Basically, her goal is to be able to escape all the dangers that await, but all is not as it seems. The game's story takes interesting turns that I obviously don't want to spoil, but I can say that you will meet characters who are in a problematic situation. For example, trapped scientists who either need your help or provide clues as to why things are the way they are. In the building there are also lots of documents scattered everywhere. They can explain what is going on. I can appreciate when the story is vague. Nothing is fully explained from the start. You have to play on to understand. The performance in this game is not the best. I assume it should roll at 30 FPS, something that rarely happens. Most often it's between 27 and 28, but I have seen it drop down to 12. The worst is in this room with the boxes. It really feels like the room contains as many problems with stuttering as there are boxes. That is to say, a lot. Watch how my character move. There is no smooth flow to how she moves through the room, but a lot depends on where you are. In some rooms the problems are less noticeable, and then everything feels okay, but you should be aware that problems with frame rate exist in this game. This is a fairly short game. If you're quick, you can reach the end of the game within an hour, but the game revolves around puzzles from start to finish, so if you get stuck or don't understand a solution, then this can take significantly longer. I think the puzzles are fun actually. This depends on its varying complexity. Some puzzles can be quite simple to understand, while others require lots of steps and seeing the bigger picture. Some include classic number games where you crack codes, while in others you have to make your way through mazes while being chased by monsters. As I said, the puzzles are varied, which means that it rarely gets boring. You're constantly being tested in a new, unpredictable way. I need to address another problem. The control. This is not a fighting game, it's more about survival, avoiding enemies and not running into traps, but the control feels awkward. It's not possible to control the character diagonally, only vertical and horizontal movement patterns are possible. Personally, I would have preferred if you could move in any direction you wanted, but now there are clear limitations. Sometimes you also have to move certain objects, for example, the boxes, but they can only be moved if you touch its top. It's so very specific. I don't want to go as far as to say it ruins the experience, but it's worth noting. Savior of the Abyss is a small, dark horror game that contains a lot of fun. Above all, I appreciate how all the puzzles are constructed and that they are varied. In addition, I appreciate the game's narrative, which has some unexpected twists but goes well with the tone set in the game. It's a truly terrifying building to be in, and you can expect to encounter many strange creatures who are not living their best lives. The problem is with the performance of the game and some aspects of the control that give a mixed impression. However, the menu system is easy to understand. Well, you can only set the language, so there is not much to discuss here, but the menu in the game is easy to navigate. You have your found items gathered in one place, and also all the documents if you want to read through the story one more time. So, can I recommend this game? It costs about $10 in Nintendo's eShop. You get a fun and dark puzzle game that could use an update in terms of performance. That's about it. So I would say, yeah, it's probably worth around $10. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. I review new games every week. Have a good day. See ya!